Where do you first go when you open up Instagram? If you said Instagram stories, then this is the same for the majority of people that use Instagram. And therefore, this is the case for the majority of your potential customers and clients. That's why it's so important that you show up on Instagram stories regularly. But I also know that there is sometimes a bit of a blocker when it comes to Instagram stories. Some of the common questions that people have include, what ideas should I be sharing to stories? What type of content should I share? Do I need to make sure that they are really designed up and really glitzy and branded? And how can I increase my views and retention rate? I'm going to cover the answers to those common questions in this week's video, and I'm also going to give you some ideas for Instagram stories that you can use again and again to deepen relationships with your followers and convert more of them into customers and clients. Your Instagram stories do not need to be designed up in Adobe or Canva. Of course, they can be, and if you want to, if it makes your life easier, you can create some templates in those platforms that you know you're going to share on a regular basis. So maybe you make some templates for customer feedback, maybe you make a template for a day in the life. Templates can make your life easier, but I really don't want you to let perfectionism stop you from showing up on Instagram stories. You can share really great Instagram stories just by talking face to camera or by bringing up a colored slide, making a simple colored slide within Instagram itself and adding text over the top. The sweet spot for how often to post on Instagram stories, I recommend, is 4 times per week. You do not have to be posting Instagram stories every single day. But the main thing to think about whenever you are creating and uploading an Instagram story is you want to think about the structure. You want to make sure that every Instagram story you share has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So think of a typical Instagram story. It is usually, let's say, around 5 or 6 slides. And just as a side note, 5 slides per Instagram story, or 5 images, 5 videos. That is the optimum amount to keep people retained and watching your entire story. So let's say you have a story that is 5 or 6 slides in length. You don't want those slides to be random. You want them to be connected in some way so that they tell a story, that they have a bit of a narrative arc, a beginning, a middle, and end. And I'll go into a little bit more detail about how to achieve this when I share some of the ideas coming up. So the first idea is a day in the life. So this really does what it says on the tin, taking people through your day. Now remember, you don't have to share your day in the life on the same day that you are focusing on. For example, I might share a day in the life on Tuesday, and actually I captured all of the content from my Monday. No one's going to know, no one's with me, following me around, they don't know that. And actually sometimes, the reason I give this tip is because sometimes creating and uploading content from the day, on the day itself, can be a little bit stressful and a little bit overwhelming. So don't feel you have to do that. Just know, okay, if I'm going to share a day in the life on Tuesday, do I want to create content? Do I want to capture content from that day? Or actually, is my Monday a bit more interesting and I capture content from that day and then I do my day in the life on Tuesday? Just a little handy tip for you there. Now, when it comes to structuring your Instagram story, when we're thinking about a day in the life, that's pretty easy to have a beginning, a middle, and an end for a day in the life, because a day in the life is chronological in that way. So you can start your day in the life by saying to people, I'm really excited to take you along with me on my day in the life today. This looks like an admin day, or this is a production day, or this is a meeting suppliers day, or this is a bit of a combination of everything kind of day. So you can open that story by letting your followers know what to expect. Then the middle of that story is you taking us through the day, through a selection of photos or videos, time stamping that content, and then you can wrap it up at the end by putting it to your audience by saying to them, how was your Tuesday? Was it a good day or a bad day? You could have a poll sticker in there with a happy emoji and a glum emoji, or you could literally wrap it up and say, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me for my day in the life. I'm excited to share this with you, this type of content with you again next week. or something like that. Okay, so idea number 2 is behind the scenes. Now, this could be behind the scenes of a project you are working on currently. It could be behind the scenes of your process. So if you are a service provider, it could be behind the scenes of your onboarding process. It could be behind the scenes of what it looks like to work one-to-one with you. If you are an artist or a creative or even a product-based business, you could do behind the scenes of our manufacturing process or of our packaging. Bring people into your world, peel back the curtain and show them something that they wouldn't otherwise get to see or get to know about. Now, the way that you could structure this kind of Instagram story is you could open it with a question. You could say, have you ever wondered what it looks like to package our products? Or have you ever wondered what it looks like to work with me one-on-one? You could open it with a question. Or you could open it with a juicy hook. So something like, if we're doing a packaging behind the scenes, you could start that story by saying something like, you'll never guess the secret ingredient we add into our packages when we send them out to our lovely customers. That's a great hook. That's piquing my interest. I want to know what that secret ingredient is that goes into the package. So that is a great way to hook people in and get them to want to keep watching your Instagram story all the way through to the end. The third idea is a product or service overview. So if you are a product-based business or a creative or an artist, you could give people a bit of a look at your favorite products this month, or your favorite products under a certain amount. So our favorite products that we have available right now under £10 or under £50 or under £100, or it could be a bit of a showcase of products from your latest collection. If you are a service-based business or a coach or a consultant, this could be where you tell people your availability this month, the services or packages you have available, and who they are best for. So this is a little bit of a promotional Instagram story, reminding people that you are a business, you do have products and services available. These are the ones that are available right now, who they're best for, and how people can get their hands on them. Instagram story idea number 4 is customer feedback. So this is testimonials. This is results that you have gotten at your clients. This is customer love, their glowing, wonderful feedback about your product or your service. This can be presented in so many different ways on Instagram stories. It can literally be a selection of screenshots of DMs and emails and feedback surveys. It could be your clients talking face to camera or your customers talking face to camera, or it could be a screenshot of results, things like that. So it really can be presented in so many different ways, but testimonials are the single best way to convince other people in your audience, to convince potential customers and clients that now is the time to invest in your product and service, because other people have done the same and have gotten amazing results. Idea number 5 is our story, or a bit more about you. So if you are more of a business or a brand, you are not necessarily an individual, then this could be our story. You talk more about the journey, how the business came to be. You can focus on the mistakes that you have made along the way, or the highlights, the highs, the lows, fun facts about the business, milestones. And of course, all of this applies if you are talking about yourself, if it's an about me, if you are an individual and you are introducing a bit more of yourself, you're peeling back the curtain and making a bit more of a personal Instagram story about the person behind the Instagram account. And last but not least, idea number 6 is mini trainings. Now, this can apply whether you are a product-based business or a service provider. Mini trainings can look like tutorials, they can look like how-tos, tips and tricks, myth busting. Essentially, you want to provide value to your followers. So this isn't necessarily a hard sell. This is how can you educate or inform or inspire your followers by enriching their lives in some small way, by making their lives a little bit better, by helping them do something, achieve something. You can incorporate your products into this if you are an e-commerce brand or a product-based business. So this could be, for example, a how to style our product X different ways, 5 different ways. And if you are a service provider, this could be educating around tips to achieve something. So if you are a sleep coach, 5 tips to get a better restful night's sleep tonight, or 5 foods that you should eat before you go to bed or for your dinner to get a better night's sleep, things like that. So how can you provide value to your followers through a mini training? And a really fun way to structure an Instagram story like this, to structure a mini training, is to think of 2 different ideas, 2 different trainings, maybe a how to get a better night's sleep, or 5 sleep myths that you have to stop believing. You have those 2 ideas and they look a little bit different, and you could share both of those over the next couple of weeks. First of all, you put it to your audience. So you say to them, which training would you like to learn about today? And you already know what each of them are going to look like, but it's fun to incorporate your audience into making that decision so that they feel like their opinion counts. So you could open that story by saying, which one would you like to learn about today? Then depending on the votes, or regardless of the votes, really, it doesn't matter, because you're still going to share the other one next week or later on in the week. So you then share the Instagram story, the slides that walk through the tips or the how-to, or the myths that you are busting, and then you wrap it up by saying, have you got any questions about what we covered today? Drop them here in the question box. I would love to answer them for you and get you the help that you need. So that's a great way to structure that kind of mini training. The reason I've only given you 6 ideas in this video is because you can cycle through these ideas again and again every single week. Don't overcomplicate your Instagram story strategy, and don't worry that you are being repetitive. Yes, these ideas can stay the same, but they will look different every single week. You're not ever going to have the same day in the life, and you could have a million different mini trainings. The ideas are the same, but what's within those ideas and how you present those ideas will be different, and your followers will not remember. They will not get annoyed that they're seeing a similar concept, because they are being bombarded with so many different stories and so many different messages every single minute that I promise you they will not remember, and they will not get annoyed. So do not think that. Give yourself some structure and cycle through these ideas again and again. If you enjoyed this video, please do check out these 2 videos right here. One about how to get more Instagram story views. Really handy. It goes into lots of detail about really how to structure your Instagram stories and things to do to increase your views and increase your retention rate. And then we have this video here, which is some Instagram story hacks to make your stories as visually engaging as possible. I will see you next week for a brand new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.